Hello, I am Umbrenero and welcome back to Umbrenero's Life. Today's video is painting with an Aqua light. So, this is the final part of this 6-part series, and what a journey it had turned into. There was a lot of trial and error that I had to overcome over the course of this entire series. And in this one, I think the hardest part was trying to tell what color was what. But I think I did pretty good. And in case anyone had questions throughout the entire series, I covered the names of all of the paint colors I had. So I did not know which ones were which. But to the painting that we were doing on this day, I had the water, fire, and bug types, and for some reason, bug ended up with one of my favorite types, and bug is my least favorite. So it did play a factor into what I ended up doing, especially for the bug type. But here I was just going through, picking out the various colors I thought would work pretty well. And that's what you just have to do sometimes. So we did the bug area first because I just wanted to get done with that type because least favorite, get done with it. I don't have to deal with it anymore. That was my logic behind it. So put down my light color for the background around the image, and then I started the inside. Luckily, I drew this as small as I could, so that way I didn't have to really paint a large symbol for the bug type. Yes, it's equivalent to some of the other ones in sizing, just so that way it was fair. So quickly did it, was done with it, and I didn't have to deal with that one any longer. So I added another color because I'm like, oh, that looks too light. I want something a little darker. So I'm like, let's mix them for water. And was able to give me a nice bright background. Well, I say bright, I mean light. Gave me a nice light background that had a little bit of dimension with it, stuff like that. So got that down. Could still kind of tell where my pencil marks were, which with this symbol I was gonna need it, but in all fairness I needed it more for the fire typing. But did water second. So as you can see, I did do a little bit of mixing to get some custom colors that I hoped would work quite well. And this one worked pretty well. And one of the things I have noticed is with my acrylics, if I am painting something where I want to get a lot of things done and I don't want it to really dry in between layers, I'm gonna end up throwing some paint thick. Like a lot of the type symbols throughout this entire series ended up getting thrown on quick because I wanted to be able to blend the backgrounds. And to get to that, after I have the symbol put in, I was throwing them on thick and just going with the flow at that time. Because it's what I felt I needed to do. But here, I started doing the fire typing. As you can see, I found some very light and kind of bright colors to do for that glow around the fire. Could I have done this in other ways? Yes, absolutely. But with the fire symbol, this one I purposely wanted to try to give it dimension and do a nice little gradient from yellow to orange to red. Because fire, it's commonly those three colors and stuff like that. Well, with this one, it's like, all right, I want these to kind of be able to swirl together because fire isn't just one color. Depending on where in the fire it is, it could be lighter, it could be darker. But I can say I did make a slight mistake while doing this painting. I did not cover the entire triangle for these three types with a paint. So in the end, I believe there is a couple small white spots that are still there, but it is what it is. I'm not perfect. I don't want to be perfect. So here I was just finishing up the fire typing, making it look all nice and pretty. And I liked how it looked, and I'm like, I want this to swirl. So, because I get so heavy-handed, I swirled the colors a little bit, just to kind of bring in that illusion of this is going to be fire. And then I decided I'm just going to have full chaos. There is a fire happening right here in this little corner, and it is spreading from there. So I could have done a much better job with adding the flames and bringing little designs out. But it's like, I wanted to have some pure chaos here. Like, I could have used a lot thinner of a brush. I wish I would have in a couple spots. And it is what it is. Sometimes you just gotta do what is feeling right at the time. Like, I almost had a very close call at the tip of the fire symbol there. Like, I don't think I actually touched it. I was very close, but I didn't touch it. That was the big thing. But no, earlier in the video I said the bug area got taken over. Oh, it definitely did by the fire. Like, I started adding like little wisps of flame just to bring in more things, because fires will spark and things just happen. And yes, the bug area was like fully engulfed by this point. And then I knew I needed to finish up like the water area, so I went back to a technique that I've used many a times throughout the series and started doing that, trying to fill up as much of the white area that was there because I forgot to cover it initially. So in some spots it started looking like trees and flowers, and it's like, not really. It's just a rainstorm coming down by the fire. So I started adding some of the fire element along the edge too, because I wanted it there. And to try to fill up more of that white space, because I don't like white space. But by here, I figured I was good enough. So it was time to see how this looked in the light. But obviously I couldn't stop, so I had to add more red. I believe it was red. It was. So it didn't look so bad. It actually looked kind of neat. But I wasn't going to know how everything looked together until the very end. And I obviously had some cleanup that needed to happen. But in the end, here is the final product. There are some areas that look a lot better than others, and I thought this actually turned out kind of neat. It's a piece of artwork that I'll be hanging in my office and enjoying. So, thank you for watching, and until next time, I am Umbrenero. Bye!